What's going on, Giants fans? Back at it here with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to recap last night's draft pick, get a little bit more in depth on it compared to the live stream. Appreciate everybody who watched our live stream last night. The Giants did wind up trading to the 24th overall pick to select Maryland cornerback Deonte Banks. Before I dive into this New York football Giant and evaluate him, I want to quickly remind you all to please check us out on all of our social media on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. Appreciate all of your support. And now let's get into Deonte Banks. So 24th overall pick. He was the fourth quarterback selected because Washington took Forbes, the Patriots took Gonzalez, and the Seahawks took Devin Witherspoon. So it was interesting, right? We saw a big run on offensive tackles and quarterbacks early on in the draft. We saw QBs go 3 of the first 4 picks, and we saw a big run on offensive tackles. I think this was a great pick for the Giants, and I'll explain why. So Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll had a group of guys on their board that they thought would be available at number 25, which was our original pick. And there were no receivers taken until number 20. And we all knew with the 25th overall pick, the Giants would select a wide receiver or a cornerback. Now, with that being said, we saw Seattle take Jackson Smith-Njigba. The Chargers took Quentin Johnston. The Vikings took Jordan Addison, and the Ravens took Zay Flowers right before Minnesota. And then at that point, after the Vikings took Addison, it was, well, Jacksonville's in the way here. The prospect list is diminishing. I'm convinced Emmanuel Forbes was the second corner on the list. I believe they had him graded higher than Joey Porter Jr. Granted, Joey Porter Jr. fell out of the first round. There was another opportunity for teams to take him. They did not. But people are arguing, well, the Giants traded 25, 160, which is the 5th-round pick, and one of the Giants' 3 7th-round picks. And I'll explain why this was the right decision. Yes, there's a chance Jacksonville didn't take Deonte Banks. They wound up trading back again to take Anton Harrison at number 27. You don't know who's going to trade up, who else is trying to trade up with Jacksonville into that number 24 overall position. Joe Schoen quoted, "We were depleted on our draft board. It got pretty tense." At that point, Deonte Banks and maybe one other person was left as far as who the Giants thought would be there. So overall, this was the right move. He was the best press man corner coming into this draft, 22 years old, a 4-year starter who was hurt a year ago in 2021. Schematically, this is an excellent fit. He's tall. He's 6'2", 197 pounds. Best press man guy you can ask for. Tight cover, corner, fits Wink Martindale's scheme perfectly. A great blend of size and strength. He has long arms and big hands. Predominantly an outside corner. 1,321 snaps on the outside in his collegiate career with the Terps. 71 in the box, 62 in the slot. 28 along the defensive line, and 6 at free safety. He faced the highest rate of press coverage in 2023 at 45%, allowed just 9 catches on 23 press targets for 46 yards in press coverage last season. He's also known for shutting down Marvin Harrison Jr. when they played Ohio State. Now, I did a film review on Deonte Banks about 3 or 4 days ago at this point. It's still up on our YouTube channel at Big Blue Avenue. And in the title, I said Deonte Banks is the perfect fit for the Giants. Well, I was correct. He was the perfect fit, and the Giants agreed. The one weakness on this guy, obviously, it's not really a weakness, but the injury in 2021. He didn't play much, but in 2022, he came back and played really, really well. He had 9 passes defended with 1 pick, 38 tackles, 9 starts in 12 games. I did a film breakdown on him earlier this week, so I won't do one in this video. But you have to look at what the Giants needed this year, folks. The Giants started 8 different cornerbacks in 2022, and they need to defend these elite wide receivers in the NFC East. You have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith for Philly. You have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup for Dallas. You have Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin for Washington. So there are a lot of targets that the Giants need more depth. And you look at the way the Giants' corner room pans out. Adoree Jackson, last year of his 3-year deal that he signed. Darnay Holmes is on a contract year, and he's a slot corner anyway. Cordell Flott needs to put more muscle mass on. I think he has potential to start and play in the slot if the Giants do wind up extending Adoree Jackson. I think him, Banks, and Flott would be a nice 1-2-3 corner situation for the Giants to have. But you need depth at this position, and that's exactly what this pick is. 4-year starter. This kid started 9 games as a true freshman. 2020 shortened season with COVID. He started 3 games, but that key number that I just mentioned, 8 different corners started for the Giants in 2022. One other factor about Deonte Banks that I really like, he is blazing fast, ran a 4.32 40-yard dash at the combine. My one weakness is he needs to play with better route anticipation. Sometimes, press man corners like to jam up opposing wide receivers, and sometimes they bite and they give up a big play. Deonte Banks typically does not do that. He has great size, similar size to, above average, tall wide receivers. He'll be shorter than somebody that's 6'3" or 6'4", but at 6'2", he'll be taller than a good amount of receivers he goes up against at the next level in the NFL. So I'm very excited to call Deonte Banks a New York Football Giant. Also mentioned that his best friend growing up was a Giants fan. Little fun fact about him, and him being from Maryland, growing up watching the Ravens, he watched a lot of Wink Martindale. Wink Martindale, definitely the happiest guy in the Giants draft room last night. So very excited that Deonte Banks is a Giant. Folks, quick reminder, support our sponsor, BetUS. You can sign up with our promo code below at Join125. Get a 125% sign-up bonus where you can bet on the go, anywhere, anytime. That's BetUS, America's #1 favorite sports book where the game begins. Welcome. Banks is back in blue. I know Carl Banks, no pun intended, is very excited about that. And folks, without further ado, let's go Big Blue.